Hello, brilliant people. In today's video, you will understand how to plot graphs of linear equations, and we will be doing some questions on it. Also, if you do not know how to form an equation or how to solve problems related to it, no problem, I've got you. I've made a video explaining this. Make sure you watch it before you listen to this. I will link the video in the description below as well as here on the top right corner of your screen. Now, let's get right into it. First, before starting with plotting, I think we should learn what slope is. Now, slope is nothing but rise divided by run. Okay, so suppose you have got, slope. So this is a graph that you have got, and this is the line. Okay, so now the slope will be rise. Now we always rise up and down is along the y-axis or the minus y-axis, the y dash axis, and we run forward and backward, which means we run on the x-axis, so the x and x dash. Okay, so now we got the meaning of slope as rise upon run, which is equal to rise. This is the rise, and this is the run during which it ran. So it's kind of like this. Okay, a much simpler way of calculating what slope is will be slope, which is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So if this is y, let's say you've got 2 points, you have been given 2 points in the question, that this is x1 comma y1 and this here is x2 comma y2. So you can always find the slope by subtracting this like this way. Now it is not always necessary to subtract it y2 minus y1, because you won't know, of course, which is the second one and the first one. But again, you can modify this formula by taking out the minus sign, that is y1 minus y2 upon x1 minus x2, and the minus sign gets cancelled, which gives y1 minus y2 upon x1 minus x2. But always remember that that if you're subtracting this term minus this term, then you need to remember that the x will also follow the same pattern. Like for example, I'm saying this because if you don't follow the same pattern, you'll get a negative sign. For example, this is not this is 5 comma 4, say, and this is minus 3 comma minus 2. So well, the answer here now can be any way. You can do this minus this or this minus this. So the answer, the slope, now we represent slope by m, so m will be equal to 4 minus of minus 2 upon 5 minus of minus 3, which will give us 6 upon 8, which is equal to 3 upon 4. Now if you do it the other way around, if you subtract 5 and 4 from minus 3 and minus 2, you will get this here. You will get minus 2 minus 4 upon minus 3 minus 5, which is equal to minus 6 upon minus 8, which is the same as 3 upon 4, because the minus minus will get cancelled. But here, if you do not follow the same pattern as you for the x term, you will get the negative signs. Let's do it here. So if you do it like 4 minus of minus 2 upon minus 3 minus 5, so you are giving this term first and then subtracting this from that. But then doing the vice versa with the x term, you will get the answer as 6 upon minus 8, which will give you minus 3 by 4, which is the wrong answer, as we had got 3 upon 4 and 3 upon 4 here. Okay, now I hope you understood how to calculate slope, what slope is. Also, if you have a distance time graph, the slope of the line will give you the speed, because now, okay, let's see what m here will be. M here will be d, which is the y-axis, upon x, which is upon t, which is the x-axis here. So all of us know that distance upon time is speed. That's why in a distance time graph the slope will be speed. Okay, now let's come to a few properties. There are only a few, but they are really important because questions may come directly upon it and you don't need to waste time on such a trivial question. So the first property is that parallel slopes. Now parallel slopes are slopes which never meet each other. Like this and this will not be parallel because they meet at a point, so they are not at all parallel. But if you have a slope like this and a slope that runs like this, these two will be parallel as they will never meet each other. You can even extend it and see they will not meet each other. So the slope of these lines will be same. So if this is L1 and this is L2, line 1 and line 2, the m of L1 will be equal to m of L2. The second property is that if you've got a line like this here, this is a line here, and if you have a line perpendicular to it, which means that at the point they intersect, they form a 90 degree. That means they are perpendicular to each other. Then the slope, if again this is m1, if this line has slope as m1 and this line has slope as m2, the relation will be m1 is equal to minus 1 upon m2. Please remember these properties as they are really important while solving different questions which are not direct based upon these. But of course they will give you questions like, they will give you twisted questions which will include these properties. Like they will ask you the equation of some line which is perpendicular to a line. We'll see the types of equations after this slide, and you will understand how the questions will be asked. We'll do some questions upon that. Types of equations. The first one is slope-intercept. So in a slope-intercept, well, the equation is like y is equal to mx plus b, and the name itself is very informative because m, as we know, is the slope and b is the y-intercept, the point at which the line cuts the y-axis. So okay, now but if you have got a equation like this in this form, now equations in this form will look like, example, y is equal to say 5x plus 7, y minus 6, x is equal to minus 8, y plus 5 by 3, x is equal to 9 by 11. Okay, now you may say that, hey, this looks like the slope-intercept equation, but these two don't. Well, you need to convert them into slope-intercept equation so that you can see them. So like the first one can be written as y is equal to, now we take this minus 6x to the which is the right hand side, and it will look like 6x minus 8. So here y is y, m is 6, so m is equal to 6 here. So like 6x, and then minus 8 is the b, the y-intercept. B is equal to minus 8. Now remember, we have plus sign here and not minus, so this plus minus 8. So remember, if you have an equation like this where it is a minus 8 or minus b, the line cuts the y-axis on the negative part. We'll see that while plotting. So likewise the second one can be done the same. Try it yourself first and then look at the answer. So it will be minus 5 by 3x is plus 9 by 11, where m is equal to minus 5 by 3, not plus 5 by 3, and b is equal to 9 by 11. I hope you had paused the video and checked your answer now. Okay, so this is the point slope form. Sorry, the slope intercept form. I'm really sorry. Now let's look at how we can plot the graph for this. So we have got it here. Now let's take this equation. For instance, it is y minus 6x is equal to 8, which can also be written as y is equal to 6x plus 8, right? Oh, it's minus 8, I'm really sorry. Minus 8. So, minus 8. So, on the graph, you will have... Okay, now you don't need to plot the graph in the exam. You'll be given options, right? So, in the options, you just need to look carefully where the graph is intersecting which one. Okay, now you know what, I've told you what the y-intercept means, and I've told you what the m means, the slope means. So I'll be giving you 4 options here. Pause the video and try it. Okay, pause the video and solve this question. Now remember that whenever I have not given the numbers, it is 1 unit per 1 centimeter. Okay, so it's like 1 2 3 4, but on the y-axis, as I didn't have space, I took it as 2 units per a centimeter. Okay, I hope you paused it and I hope you have got the answer. So the right answer is this. If you have got it and if you have understood the concept, you may move on to the next equation, which is the standard equation. But first I'll discuss this. How to tackle questions like these. First of all, try the elimination method. Now in the elimination method, you try to eliminate options and options by picking out small mistakes in them. Now first of all, when you saw the question, when you turned the question into the slope-intercept form, you saw that minus 8 is the y-intercept. And I told you that when it is a minus b intercept, it means that the line is cutting the y-axis on the negative side of it. So first of all, we just cancel out all of which are cutting it on the positive side. Now in these options, we can see that there are none. So now we move on to to seeing where it is cutting. So here minus 2, nope. Minus 4 and minus 6, so it may be minus 5 or something, nope. And then it's minus 8 here. It's minus 8 here. Okay, so but no, again no. Why? Okay, fine. Now okay, it's minus 8 here, so we keep this option, and it's minus 8 here too, so again we keep this option. Now we can see that by the elimination method, we have got 2 options left out. So we move on to the second thing, which we'll be using the elimination method to cut out one of them. So we see that the slope is 6 and it is a positive slope. So the positive slope will always be less than 90 degree, will always form an angle less than 90 degree with the x-axis. So here it forms a less than 90 degree angle with the x-axis, while a negative slope will form a greater angle than 90 degree. Okay, now you can say that, hey, it's forming a less than 90 degree angle here, but no, you always go anti-clockwise while measuring the angle. Okay, so from the x-axis, this is the less than 90 degree, while this is greater than 90 degree. So this has a positive slope, whereas this has a negative slope. Okay, okay, so here we can see that this is a negative slope, so we can cut out the option. And now to recheck the option number 4th, we can see that this is a positive slope because this is less than 90 degree. But now you may ask me, why didn't you just find out the slope here? Because it is a bit hard, And you can do that if you have two options with a same kind of looking slope and you can't determine which one is the correct option. At that time you can do the calculation and all, but right now, to save time, you can just move on with the elimination method and get the answer, while rechecking, of course, if you have some time left, you can do that and just reassure yourself that yeah, you have got the correct answer. Okay, now let's move on to the standard form. So in the standard form, you will see an equation like this: ax plus by is equal to c. Now in here you can get many components by just looking at the equation. Okay, now you may say that, hey, there is no m here or there is no b here. Like, yeah, there is a b, but this b isn't the y-intercept. Okay, I'll get to that. How do we find the slope, the y-intercept and the x-intercept in an equation given like this? Now you may be given an equation like this directly in a question, and you may be asked to find a slope or a y-intercept or the x-intercept directly, or just plot the graph, of course. But then while plotting the graph, you saw in the previous question that you also needed the y-intercept or the x-intercept and the slope. Okay, so how do we find the slope here? So first let's find the slope. Now we all know that slope can be easily seen in the slope-intercept form by y is equal to mx plus b. So why not just modify the standard equation into the slope-intercept equation? You know what? First, you try doing that by simple algebraic methods like moving here and there and then plus sign and minus sign, and then I'll show you. Pause the video. Now I hope you got the answer. If you have got slope as minus a by b and the y-intercept as c by b, then right you are, and you can move on to ahead. But if you're stuck, well, I'm here for you. So let's try turning it. So ax plus by is equal to c. I'll write the slope-intercept form here for reference. So it was like y is equal to mx plus b, right? So I need to get y on the left hand side and all alone with no coefficient or no friends or whatsoever. So it will be like by is equal to minus ax plus c. Okay. Now, but I told you that I don't want anyone with y. I want it to be alone. So we divide both the sides by b. So it will be like y is equal to minus ax by b plus c by b. And there we go. You have got y is equal to mx plus b. Or I think I should take this as d. This is the y-intercept. So here m is equal to minus a by b, and d, which is the y-intercept, is equal to c by b. Pretty easy, isn't it? You just need to try sometimes, okay? So what if you get a question like this? I'll give you a question, pause the video and try it, and give the answer in the comments below. Here's the question, pause the video, try the question, okay? Do not skip to the answer, do not skip to the solution, try it yourself. And keep in mind that I have asked you for x-intercept and not the y-intercept. I hope you tried the question and I hope you got your answer. Now let's see what the right answer is. C is the right answer if you got the right answer. And if you have understood how to find the x-intercept, you can move on to the next part. But if you haven't, well, what am I here for? So let's solve it together. Okay, Now, as a student, well, I am a student, what would I have done if I were sitting in the exam right now? So I would have again tried the elimination method, which is really helpful, trust me. But first let's read the question. Okay, so we have got the equation and we have been asked to find the slope and the x-intercept. Okay, I don't remember what x-intercept is, the formula for it, but I know what y-intercept is, and I know the slope. Slope is minus a by b. So of course I can find the slope quickly, which will be, so m is equal to minus a by b, which is minus of minus 5 by 6 by 6, so it will be 5 by 36. We have got the m. X, well, it will take me some time to find it out. Let's try the elimination method and see if it gives me the answer or not. So by the elimination method, m is equal to 5 by 36, we'll keep this one. M is equal to minus 48 by 5, nope, we'll just cancel this one out. M is equal to 5 by 36, yep, we'll keep this one. D, m is equal to 5 by 12, cancel this one out. Okay, great. Now we've got the m, but again we didn't get the answer, we didn't find the answer just by the elimination method, so here you need to find out the x-intercept. Now you'll say that, hey, we did solve the x-intercept, but wait, you cancel the two options, so you now have less options to think about. Okay, now let's go on to find the x-intercept. Now remember, the x-intercept has the coordinates where, okay, the points on x-axis has only x coordinate and the y coordinate is 0. Okay, now think about it. If the line is cutting the x-axis at some point, that means that point satisfies the equation. If you put that point into the equation in the place of x and y, you will get the answer as 0 or whatever the there is on the RHS, or it will just give the left hand side's equation is equal to the right hand side's. Okay, so that means you need to, but now here you don't know the x coordinate, but you know the y coordinate and it is 0, so why not, let's just put it into it. Okay, so y is equal to 0, we will get minus 5 by 6x plus 6 into 0, which is equal to 8. This is 0, so x will be 8 into 6 divided by minus 5, which is nothing but 48 minus, this minus will come up, and then it will be 5. So hey, we got minus 48 by 5, and in the option A we have 6 by 5, and in C we have minus 48 by 5, thus the option C is right one. Now let's move on to the point slope form. Now point slope form is a bit interesting because it has okay, let's say it gives you the slope and it's okay. Now a point slope form is a bit interesting because it uses only the formula for the slope. I'll show you how. So point slope form. So point slope form is y minus y1 upon x minus x1, which is equal to m. M is the slope and y is the y variable and x is the x variable, and y1 and x1 are nothing but any damn point you can find on that line on the graph. Okay, so let's now the examples for these, you can see them like this. Now you may get them as y minus 8 upon x plus 7 is equal to 5. So this may be the point slope form, or you may get it like y minus 8 is equal to 5 x minus let's say 4. So you can get it in these forms. Okay, now you'll say, how do we get the x-intercept or y-intercept? Well, I just explained you how to get the x-intercept. You can get what the y-intercept in the same way by putting x is equal to 0, because on the y-axis you have only the y coordinates. So the coordinates for a point on the y-axis will be 0, comma, say 5 or minus 6 or minus 10 or 11, anything. Okay. So the slope is m, y-intercept can be found out, x-intercept can be found out. In this, okay, I hope you got this. Why I told you this was interesting, because see, this is a graph here, and then you have got a point, say 5 comma 6 here. This is a bit too big. 5 comma 6. You can, and you have been given the slope as say 11. So you can write the equation as soon as you see the graph and the slope, saying that it is y minus 6. Now remember, it is always y up and x down, x the denominator, y the numerator. So it is y minus 6 upon x minus 5, which is equal to m, which is right now 11. Okay, now let's move on to the intercept form. Now intercept form, as the name suggests, it involves the intercepts, the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So it is given by, let me write it first. The intercept form. So it is given by x by a plus y by b, which is equal to 1. Now remember, in the intercept form, the RHS is 1. Okay, now here you will find A is the x-intercept and B is the y-intercept. Okay, so if you have got a graph like this, and this is the line here, so you can see that this point here and this point here are the intercepts, this being the x-intercept and this being the y-intercept. So let's say this is say 2 comma 0 and this is minus 1, 0 comma minus 1. So the intercept form will be it will be x upon 2 plus y upon minus 1, which is equal to 1. Okay, got it? Great. Now an interesting thing about these is that you can interchange between these equations. Like if you've got an equation in the form of this one, the intercept form, so if you have it like this, 1 upon say 5 plus y upon minus 4, which can be written as minus, and then this is 1. Now this is the intercept form. Okay, intercept. Great. Now you can change this to, say, you can change it to the standard form. How? Now I want you to change this to the standard form by yourself. Pause the video, try it. Okay, try. I hope you tried. Now let's do it. Okay, so we take the LCM, which is so like we multiply 4x minus 5y upon 20, which is equal to 1, and this will give us 4x minus 5y, which is equal to 20. Hey, isn't this the standard form of the equation? Yep, it is. Now we can turn this into the, what was that? Slope-intercept. Slope-int. So this will be, remember what we did? Now we will do the same thing. So we'll write 4x minus 5y, which is equal to 20, and then minus 5y, which is equal to minus 4x plus 20, and then y is equal to minus 4x plus 20 upon minus 5, which will be the same as 4 by 5x plus 4. No, minus 4. So this is the slope-intercept form, this is the standard form, this is the intercept form. So which one is left? The point slope form, right? Yeah, we can turn it into that too, but yeah, we can do that. See, it's this simple. So we know that these are the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So the x-intercept and the y-intercept are also points, they are 2 points lying on the line. They satisfy the equation. So let's just take any one point. Let's say we take 0, 4 as the point. So this can be turned into the point slope form by saying now we got the point as 0, 4, right? So it will be y minus 0 upon y minus 4 upon x minus 0 is equal to, what was the slope? We got the slope from here. We got the slope from here. This is 4 by 5, and this will be 4 by 5. So a refined equation will be minus 4 upon y minus 4 upon x, which is equal to 4 by 5. So I hope you guys got this thing, that these 4 equations, one equation can be written in many forms, in all these 4 forms. Okay, now yeah, I hope you got the picture. So this was all about in this video. I hope you understood the concepts, and I hope you'll be able to apply it efficiently. And in the next video, you will understand what inequality is and how to solve equations involving it. So make sure you stay tuned to this channel and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any important concepts. That's it for today. Over and out.